Hello, improvers. Justin Winstead, the improver coach, coming to you. And hey, I got a big topic that's deep and that's heavy for some of you, but it's also something that a lot of you have asked me about. And this just came up again this week. And so it seems like a good time to address it. This topic has to do with what is your purpose? What on earth are you here for? You know, Mike Rowe once said that you only should stay the course if you're going the right direction. But that begs the question, how do you know if you're going the right direction? How do you know if you're on the right path? How do you know if you're living out your purpose? Guys, this idea of purpose is a big one, and there's lots of philosophies and even theologies on your purpose. Is it something that you get to designate and you get to dictate and decide, or is this something that you discover that was already pre-planned for you and that's a part of God's plan for your life? There's a lot that we could say about that, but the content of this coaching video is really not so much about the why behind your purpose, but how do you go about living out that purpose? How do you know what you should be doing and if you're on the right course for you to have the maximum impact, the maximum enjoyment, and the maximum income? So let's just dive right on this topic. And I want to start with this quote by Maximus Meridius off of one of my favorite movies, Gladiator. Any Gladiator fans out there? There's a part in the movie where he says, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." Let me ask you this. Do you think that the life that you are living, do you think the path that you're on, the way that you spend your time, your money, your energy, and your talents, do you think that is a path that actually has an eternal ripple effect? Is it significant? Do you want it to be significant? I think that a lot of people out there and a lot of you that are watching this video, you want a life of meaning, you want a life of significance, you want to matter. Here at Improver Group, we like to say we're making the world a better place. And I think there's a lot of you that you want to make the world a better place. So how do you do it? How do you know which path you're on? If you're on the right path, and how do you know which path you should be on? So there's three P's that I like to use whenever I'm discussing this. And if you could picture like a Venn diagram where you get the circles and you put different words in each one and then you overlap them, many times your purpose can be found in the middle of these three circles, these three P words. First one we talk about is proficiency. This means, what are you good at? Some people like to say just your abilities, but there's certain things you're able to do, but that doesn't mean that's what you're uniquely gifted and talented to do. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it that's unique about you? What is the unique skill set that you bring to the table? Do you even know? Maybe you need to ask some people around you. Ask your friends, your family, your coworkers, say, hey, what is it that you think that I'm really good at? What would you say that I'm proficient at or better than average at doing? And when you find what you're proficient at, that gives you a good starting place. Now, we like to say under this umbrella of proficiency, I like to have two buckets under that. I like to say you've got your soft skills and your hard skills. So your hard skills, that's probably your money maker. That's the task that you are really good at and you're so good at it, people pay you for that task that you're able to complete, for that talent that you've honed. And so that's your hard skill on what you do most often. But your soft skills of communication, your attitude, your personalities, the way you interact with others, perhaps even your leadership abilities and understanding interpersonal, those soft skills are also very important. So when you are doing your circle of proficiency, maybe make notes in both of those areas of what are my soft skills and what are my hard skills. Okay, so that's your first category. Your second category would be not just your proficiency, but where are your passions? What is it that you get really excited about? And I'll tell you, when you start seeking advice on your purpose, this is where most people hang out at. This is what most people are going to tell you to go to is, what do you really enjoy? And what gets you up out of the bed in the morning? And what excites you? And what do you have fun doing? Have you ever heard that quote that if you learn to do what you love and you can make money at it, you'll never have to work another day in your life? That's the idea here. If you can have something that you're really passionate about, it doesn't even feel like work. And so part of discovering your purpose is seeing what are those innate passions that you have? What are those burdens that you even have that maybe passion is something that's like a driving force that's exciting, but it could be a driving force that just maybe even is just deep and hard and that it pushes you there because you have a passion for a need that needs to be met, or maybe there's a mission that you feel really called to, and maybe it's not always fun or exciting, but you've got a lot of drive and energy towards that. When I think of passion, I like to think of three words under passion, and that's motion, devotion, and emotion. And so motion is, what is it that gets you moving, and what do you like to just do? That's your motion. Like, that's part of your passion, is what is it that creates movement and that you enjoy the movement in it. Devotion is, where is my heart pulled? What is it that I really can be committed to? What are the values, the causes, the visions that really inspire me, that I could be devoted to? What are the ideals that I hold dear? And then emotion, what is it that just gives me the feels? What is it that really is exciting, or that's fun, or that causes me to have high highs and low lows regarding that? So when you think about motion, devotion, and emotion and mix that together, you get passion. And so when you combine your proficiencies, what you're good at, and your passions, what you really enjoy, and you overlap those, man, the picture of your purpose is becoming clearer. But I think that there is a third category that really should be considered, because maybe there is something that you've got a talent in and that you are skilled at, and maybe it does bring you a lot of excitement and joy, but is there a place? That's your third P. You got proficiency, you got passion, and you got place. And what I mean by place is there a real opportunity for you to do the thing and be able to survive doing it financially, be able to meet your needs? Is there a big enough need or a big enough desire for whatever it is that you're good at and that you desire to do, that it actually makes sense? If you've ever watched Shark Tank, you'll know that there's a lot of people that jump on the Shark Tank, and they've got lots of great ideas that are great to them because it's exciting. And it's also great because they've had a unique skill set that allowed them to create a product or service. But one of the things is they get shot down a lot because there's just not a market for it. Or at this point in time, there's just not a way of pricing the product or service in a way that makes it available to the market. And so you really, when you're thinking about your purpose, it's hard to use words like market in it, but you've got to think about, is there a place for me to do this thing or to follow through on this endeavor? Because if you don't have a place for it, if there are not people in that place that you can really serve, then this is not going to be your purpose. Because I can tell you, the core of your purpose is about helping others. It is about adding value. Because no one has ever been at peace and in enjoyment with a purpose that ended of just themselves. The people who are most satisfied with their purpose, it's outward focus. It's a go-giver mentality. It's a others-focused purpose where there are win-win situations where you win because maybe you get income off of it, or you get to influence and impact people off of it. You win because you enjoy doing it and you know you're great at it. But they win because you are adding something of real value. And that's part of being in that place, is there are people who really need or want what it is you can bring. So as you go about discovering your purpose, this is a worthy task, because a lot of people are just busy. They're just running around doing activity, but it's not really productivity. It has no aim. It has no goal. Henry David Thoreau once said, it's not enough to be busy. He said, the answer busy. The question is, what are we busy about? So what are you busy about? Are you busy about living out your true purpose? Have you taken time to think through, what am I good at? What am I passionate about? And where is there a need and a place that I could go to release that and to use that? If you put those in these circles and overlap them, it should create some clarity for you that can be super helpful in determining the next steps of your journey. Other tips for you on that is to increase your self-awareness. You may do this through taking assessments on your personality or your skill sets or aptitudes, and also by gathering feedback from those who lead you and those who are around you. All of these things together, as you get feedback from others and you see where there's affirmation, you see where your affinities are, and you see where your skill sets and heart sets and mindsets are, you really begin to get a clear picture of your purpose. But I will say one last thing to you. To me, the best way of discovering your purpose is to seek out the one who created you and gave you a purpose in the first place. God is willing to disclose to you what your purpose for being on this planet is, because He does have a plan for you. It's a great plan. It's way better than anything you can conjure up and create on your own. So my biggest tip for you on discovering your purpose is to seek the one who's given you the purpose in the first place, and you add in these other tools, and I really am convinced that you're going to have a lot of direction and vision for your future. If we can help you on this more here at Improver, get in touch with us. We're happy to serve you. Otherwise, stay good, keep getting better. See you on the next video.